is compound interest. Compound interest is calculated on the original or principal value and the accumulated past interest. When we borrow money from a bank, we pay the interest. Compound interest computation is based on the original principal, which does not change from time to time. The principal value increases from time to time according to the compound interest rate.
Important terms. Number 1. Original principal is the original amount invested denoted by P. Number 2. Interest period is the length of time in which interest is calculated. Number 3. Number of the interest period in the investment period denoted by N, where N equal MT, T in years. Number 4 is frequency of conversion is the number of the interest period calculated in a year denoted by M.
Number 5. Nominal interest rate is the interest rate for a year with the frequency in which interest calculated in a year denoted by K. Number 6. Periodic interest rate is the interest rate for each interest period denoted by I equal K per M.
Compound interest formula. S equal P open bracket 1 plus I close the bracket N, where S is future value or accumulated amount, P is principal value or initial value, I is periodic interest rate, and number of the interest period in the investment period.
The compound interest I is the difference between future value and principal value, that is, I equal S minus P. Present value. The present value or discounted value at I% per interest period of amount S due in an interest period is that value P which will yield that sum S at the same interest rate after an interest period. S equal P open the bracket 1 plus I close the bracket power N. P equal S per P open the bracket 1 plus I close the bracket power N. P equal S open the bracket 1 plus I close the bracket power negative N.
Okay, for my part is question 2A. 5 years ago, Marina deposited RM5,000 in an account that pays 3.2% compounded quarterly. Calculate the interest received. So this is a formula for question 2A. K equal 3.2%. For formula, S equal P open bracket 1 plus I close bracket power N. For the step 1, I equal K per M equal 0.032 per 4 equal 0.008. Next, N equal MT equal 4 open bracket 5 close bracket equal 20. S equal 5,000 open bracket 1 plus 0.008 close bracket power 20. So total is equal RM5,863.82. For the next step, I equal S minus P equal 5,863.82 minus 5,000. So total mark is equal RM 863.82.
Question 2B. In this question have two situations. Situation 1. 6 years ago, Wahid invested 3,000 in an account that offered an interest rate of 6.5% compound monthly. So, the formula that we can use to solve this situation is S equal P, open the bracket 1 plus I, close the bracket, power N. First of all, we will draw this line. Before that, we need to find I and N. I equal K per N equal 6.5% per 12 equal 0.065 per 12. n equal to empty equal 12 multiply 6 equals 72. So we already found everything we need, so we just fill the formula and solve it. The rate of interest has changed to 5% compound every 2 months. He add another 2,000 into the account. What is the total amount of his money after 3 years from now? First of all, we need to draw the line. Before that, we need to find I and N like situation 1. The formula also the same like situation 1, but we need to use a new I and a new N. The last question is calculate the interest earned from his saving. The formula is I equal S minus 2P. We need to use S in situation 2 minus the new P that we found.
What is annuity? Annuity is an insurance contract issued and distributed by financial institutions with the intention of paying out invested funds in a fixed income stream in the future. Annuity is a series of equal payments made at an equal interval of time.
Equal payments are deposited or paid periodically over time. Examples of annuity are shop rental, installment payment, and insurance policy.
Future value of ordinary annuity certain is the sum of all the future value of the periodic payment. Future value formula is S equal to R, open the bracket, open another bracket, 1 plus I, close the bracket, power n, minus 1 divided by I, close the bracket. The interest earned or paid, I from investment or loan in the annuity is given by I equal to S minus NR, where S is the maturity value and NR is the total payment.
The present value of ordinary annuity certain is the sum of all the present value of the periodic payment. Present value A equal R, open bracket 1 minus, open bracket 1 plus I, close bracket, power negative n, divided I, close bracket. The interest charged or earned I from investment or loan in the annuity is given by I equal NR negative A, where A is the present value or initial value and R is the total payment.
For the question, we use formula A equal R, open bracket 1 minus, open another bracket, 1 plus I, close bracket, power negative n, divided I, close bracket. 10,000 equal 443.21, open bracket, 1 minus, open another bracket, 1 plus 0.06 per 12, close bracket, power negative n, divided 0.06 per 12, close bracket. 50 equal 443.21, open bracket, 1 minus, open another bracket, 1.005, close bracket, power negative n, close another bracket. 443.21, open bracket, 1 minus, open another bracket, 1.005, close bracket, power negative n, equal 50. 1 minus, open bracket, 1.005, close bracket, power negative n, equal 50. Divide 443.21 equal 0.1128 minus, open bracket, 1.005, close bracket, power negative n, equal 0.1128 minus 1. Negative, open bracket, 1.005, close bracket, power negative n, equal negative 0.1128 0.8872. Negative, negative, positive. Log open bracket 1.005 close bracket power negative n equal log 0.8872 negative n equal log 0.8872 divide log 1.005. Negative n equal negative 24. N equal 24.
Question 4b. Hamida buys a condominium for Rm 80,000 and she pays 10% down payment. The balance is to be paid in equal monthly installments for 30 years. The first installment is due 1 month after the date of purchase and interest rate is 4.2% compounded monthly. The first question is calculate the monthly payment. The second one is find the interest charge. And the last one, immediately after paying for 20 years, Hamida wants to settle the loan in full. How much is the amount that needs to pay? Okay, she already pays 10% down payment. That means 90% is the balance need to be paid. 90% of 80,000 is Rm 72,000. The formula that can be used to solve first question is A equal to R bracket 1 minus bracket 1 plus I close the bracket raised to n divided by I and close the bracket. Okay, we need to find I and n. I is equal to K per M equal to 4.2% per 12 equal to 0.042 per 12. Okay, so n is equal to mt equal m is 12 multiply 30 years equal to 360 months. So we already found everything that we need. So we just fill the formula and solve the question. Okay, the second question is find the interest charge. So the formula for interest charge is I equal to NR minus A. So just fill in the formula and solve the question. Okay, the last question is she already paying for 20 years. So she want to settle the loan in full. That means there's only 10 years left. Okay, 10 years is equal to 120 months. So the formula that can be used to solve this question is like the number 1, but you need to use the new n and use the r that we already found it.